Welcome back to the third quarter of the Bobby003 Show, along with Andrew Guitros, the sidekick here.
Good morning.
And we need a few sponsors here right away.
How about if I start right out with Carl's Thrifty Way right here on South Union, south of Opelousas. If you go by Carl's, you get your prescriptions filled, your over-the-counter medications filled, the great gift ideas. You know, graduation is here. First communion just happened. You still got time to go get those gifts to get a gift in. Confirmations here, graduation, you name it. Good spot for gifts and home decorating ideas because it's springtime. You're probably having a lot of parties associated to all those events. But don't forget about them also with the Instamold products. You can go by and they will help make the ear protectors and things for like you're swimming. If you've got to stop up the ears to keep water out for the ears, or maybe if you're a shooter, you know, competitive shooter, maybe you're a hunter and you need the ear protection, they can do custom molds for your ears there. Call Carl's and you can set up an appointment at 948-7900 and get those done. It's a very, very nice service to have there. And how about LHC Group? All your home health care needs, LHC Group can help you with all the stuff from the beds to the oxygen gear to the special lift chairs to the therapists you might need in your home, the nursing you might need in your home. They can handle all that. They've got the Health and Wellness Center on Heather Drive where they got the brand new beautiful tennis court there, man. I've been checking that out, nice and lit. You can play into the evening as well.
Big new beautiful office building too. They're going to move more of
the hospice and palliative care, I think, will be in there, and a lot of their other associated businesses will all be there. Go see LHC Group there, all about helping people. And one more sponsor. How about Sears, where America shops? You know, right now, man, everybody's getting in those yards, and man, that's what I see a lot of what's going on. People going in there to go and get the Craftsman things. And don't forget about, it's not just about that wrench and that pair of pliers. Talk about Craftsman.
But everybody needs the wrench and the pair of pliers.
Right.
And don't forget the hammer.
And the hammer. Don't forget about them for the Craftsman yard tools as well. I'm talking about the lawn mowers, push, riding mowers.
Weed eaters.
Weed eaters. They've got all that for you as well. The appliances, you know about Sears appliances, are all there, all available for you as well. Go by Sears here in Opelousas where America shops.
I would believe that they're the oldest mail order company in the United States.
Sears and Roebuck.
Sears and Roebuck, and you had that big old Sears catalog, and if you bought one item, you got your book. And well, that's a joke about the book, but anyhow, we're not going to go there. But the older people know what I'm talking about.
My grandmother would give us that book at Christmas time, Miss Thomas Stanford. There, she'd hand me my catalog, and she'd say, "Okay, now circle what you want." You'd circle, and you'd put your initials, and when she'd go shopping at Christmas time, she'd bring the catalog with her to Sears, and she'd say, "Okay, I need all this stuff." That's how she'd do it.
Yes, sir. And did you want one more?
Well, we'll hold some.
We'll hold some. Okay. Well, let's show
How about more pictures?
Okay, more pictures.
How about this one in Eunice?
This picture here is in Eunice, Louisiana at Pete Ford. On the left is Tim Pete, and of course he is a brother of the owner. I'm not sure if Tim has any ownership. Possibly does. I know his brother, who we're gonna show in a minute. But Tim is on the left here. He's working up a deal, or apparently they were working on a deal. And in the center is Foster Bud, who from Opelousas here, hadn't seen Foster in quite a while, but he still looks good, retired. And his uncle, who is 90+ years old, doesn't look like it from right here.
It's not too bad.
But he looks good, and Mr. Vayon, and he watches the Bobby003 Show, particularly on Sunday afternoon. And he was driving his own car, and also I guess he was buying himself a new vehicle. Shoots, when you just 90 today, and you have your driving privileges and all, you just as soon ride in class.
There you go.
He retired from the U.S. What is it? USDA office. The farmers, USDA, from Bill Platte, Louisiana. And I think he lives around the Chautauqua area. And I was there bringing my new side-by-side four-wheeler, and I was speaking to the gentleman on the left while I was waiting to talk to the salesperson, Getty, who had sold me my machine. And when I got through, got there, and we got to talking, I said, "By the way, would Pete be in the building today?" And the man with the T-shirt right here, the yellow T-shirt, he says, "I'm Perry." I said, I'm embarrassed, but not really. I said, "I remember the only time I ever was in your company that I'm aware of." I said, "You were getting ready to go on an offshore fishing trip." He says, "I remember that too." He says, "You're correct." He says, "I don't know that we've ever met," but he greeted me when I walked in, and I thought he was a customer or maybe the janitor or something.
He was low key.
Low key. They had his boat shoe. You know, you kidded me about my
About your boat shoes, yeah.
He wears boat shoes.
We're filming this on Wednesday. You know the rain's coming, so you got your boat shoes. You didn't build a boat too, did you?
No, not yet. But I got my pontoon boat running to get out in the high water.
I'll go get 2 chickens, 2 of every animal I can find.
Beautiful young lady on the right is his daughter Paige, and I says, "You have members of your immediate family?" He says, "Paige is working here, and my son." In fact, he says, "I've turned the duties over to them." So that's why
next generation pushing it along.
That's correct. Isn't that wonderful? And by the way, they give good service over there on that Polaris. That's what I'm over there for. Polaris.
All right, well, that's all my photos. We got this weekend coming up is the Preservationist, St. Leonard Preservationist Spring Fling over at the Michelle Prudhomme home, right there on Prudhomme Circle, right next to Apple's General Hospital. Charging $10 a person. It's a donation to help maintain the grounds there. It's a 2-hour event. Starts at 4 p.m. on Sunday, April 14th. Go by, light refreshments. They'll have a bunch of original art by Clementine Hunter for you to take a look at. You can tour the home and see a whole bunch of the history. One of the largest old plantations, I think, is the oldest home this side of the Mississippi, still standing.
I think memberships is what, $40 a year. I've been a member for years.
And they're also going to have the new owner of the old Governor's Mansion here in Opelousas that was just recently bought by Miss Adams. Miss Adams will be talking about what she plans to do with that place, and they've already started the cleanup process.
And it needed it.
Oh, it'd been down.
But if it's the person I think it is, she's capable. She's very energetic.
That's not her first big project with a big old home, is what we understood. So she knows what she's doing.
And Mr. Lemoyne, Burnell Lemoyne, who was formerly the superintendent of schools in Lafayette Parish, has a huge collection
of the Clementine Hunter paintings.
And he's going to be the guest speaker there.
Right. So it'll be a great event.
I'm hoping to go by and maybe use my membership for the first time. I've never been to one of those
If you see
events.
the Bernards there, or if you see James Doge there, tell him I said hi if I don't get to go there that afternoon. I'm not sure. I think that's something with confirmation. But what else we have got going on? Oh, Hope for Opelousas also, they're having on April 20th, it's not this Saturday but next, their annual crawfish boil fundraiser. It's 4 pounds of crawfish, corn and potatoes for $15. And what you'll do is Saturday from 11 till 1, you just drive by Donald Gardner Stadium. That's on April 20th. You just go through, they'll sling the bags in your window, and you can go home with them. If you want to buy some tickets, you can give Hope for Opelousas a call at 290-6092. If you see me on the street, I got a pocket full of tickets. I'll help you out.
I received a call Tuesday night. That was last night. We filming on Wednesday morning from Carl DeVille. He said one of your partner's grandsons just got hit in the throat at a baseball game, a high school baseball game, and he was talking about Cy, and that would be David and Nina's child, and they play for the Fort Barry High School, Bryson. And so I immediately called Joe Fred to find out. Joe Fred returned my call around 9, a little after 9 o'clock. I timed 9:14 p.m. He called me back. I usually write the time down. And he says that they felt good. They brought him to the general here in Opelousas. They x-rayed him. They thought he'd be fine. And on the way from Church Point, they were playing in Church Point, and on the way he started feeling better and getting everything straight. So hopefully everything will work out with no long-term. And Cy loves sports and loves baseball. Joe Fred takes him just about every year since he's a young kid, and he's a sophomore, so he's still very young, probably what, 15, 16.
15.
And Cy and Joe Fred go and attend some of the spring training in Houston, and they Astros. They get to go on the field and everything else. Compliments of Coach Mel Didier, who was Joe Fred's coach and yours truly's football coach. And he's still at 80-something years old. He's still out there scouting. How about that? That's a man.
This is far off in the future, but I just want to...
Thanks, Carl, for that. By the way, let me get
go ahead.
racing. Live thoroughbred racing begins Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. I think that's the 17th at 5:40 p.m. A Sans Partie will be taking place. We've got some nice races scheduled, some big purses, all the purses are so much better than years ago. If you're interested in getting into the thoroughbred racing, now is a good time. We have a beautiful time of the year to go out, enjoy the races. You can go outside and cheer for your horse if you have one, or cheer for a friend's horse. Our syndicate has several horses, so you can come and take a picture with us if you see us in the winner's circle. I'm hoping we make the winner's circle. And talking about winner's circle, what about the LSU baseball team? What are they, 30, 31 wins and two
I believe
two
last night they played the Wally Pontiff Memorial game, and Wally was number 31, and they won their 31st game. So they are pretty strong right now. I mean, they are the best.
They're ranked number 1.
As the fastest to 31 wins of any LSU team in LSU history. I mean, they are really, they're hitting the ball well. I've never seen a lineup hit as well as this group. Their Sunday pitching might be their only weak point at the moment, and it ain't bad.
You know a lot about baseball, but there's a friend that we met in Omaha last year from down the swampland around Thibodeau, Perry LeBlanc. Perry, I hope you're watching this morning. He and his friend, oh shoot, last name is Brady. I'll catch it in a minute. His last name is Brady. That's Father Brady. Well, she's a Brady too. Okay. It's also a first name. Brady Mouton, the banker with Tri-Parish Bank in Lafayette, is our banker. And how about that? So anyhow, boy, I can move around.
All the names.
I can move around. Troy Brady and his son Tommy Ray. They've invited the Rampinaw. We met him last year, and whoa, what a character!
Y'all can go to Omaha this year.
Well, probably so. And they want us to go to the Zephyr game. They're having a kind of a special event night, Friday and Saturday night.
This Friday and Saturday?
And, yeah, and he's got some sweet seats.
Such a nice field. That facility is wonderful. You ought to rent the hot tub in the outfield.
Well, that's where they're going to be.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, that's where they're going to be. That's where the party's going to be.
You bring your bikini and go?
Yeah. If I had my tan. I can't go out there in my bikini without my tan. I hadn't started my tan yet. It's just about time. I usually start in March or April.
You do like me. You push that lawnmower and work on that tan. You get a little work done while you're working on your tan.
Right. You stop traffic, man. But
that's terrible.
Anyhow, we just joking, but thanks for the invite, and we are considering it. If we possibly can, we will make it, Perry. And we talked about our good sponsor, Steamboat, and I talked about and showed a picture, I think, of Megan and I having dinner last week, and we talked about the two Chesters, Wembley and Sylvester, and their wives. And I complimented Jason when he made his little visit to the table of his delicious bread pudding. And he said, wait a while, back off, back off. I said, what do you mean back off? He says, I didn't make that. He said, that's still being made by Peanut.
Oh, really?
Frank, his wife.
Go ahead, Peanut.
Still making the bread pudding.
Excellent.
And I'll tell you what, if you order it, and if you don't think it's good, next time you see me, get me to pay that $8 or $7,
Money-back guarantee. I like that.
Money-back guarantee. That's how good it is. Peanut, you're the best.
We're going to take a 1-minute break, and we'll come back for the last quarter.